distribution and cricket, a whole bunch of these things at this point. So I wonder if that's why that actually pushed the move towards the prepaid to get the 4S sales further up. So next quarter you'll be like, oh wow, we sold a lot more because we're hitting a market that they haven't taken care of before.
But they still sold 28% more iPhones than last year.
Yeah.
Even so. So they did mention a shift in inventory as one explanation, saying that fewer iPhones were actually sold to distribution channels, more were sold out of retail, and that could affect the accounting because you already have taken the money in a previous quarter for the iPhones that you're selling at retail this quarter. They warned that could happen to the iPad next quarter because they've shifted distribution to the iPad, so that there shouldn't be any iPad shortages. But again, they're taking money for the iPad this quarter, but they won't get next quarter.
And they sold a lot of iPads. iPads up 84%, 17%.
Record number of iPads, yeah.
Record number of iPads. Also, and this is something that happens pretty much every quarter, analysts go way high based on what Apple actually puts out as their official estimations.
Apple always makes their own estimations.
Okay, well that's fine, and we know that, but then when they beat analyst expectations, which are very high, everyone goes crazy. Wow, Apple's, I mean, you can't stop Apple. It's the most valuable. But at what point do we have to start getting realistic? I mean, Apple is wanting to meet their own expectations, right? So they're putting them at a conservative number. And in theory, it should always be good if they meet those expectations.
Well, and the analysts aren't, like, I don't know that they're being crazy. They're saying, look, Apple's really, really hot, really good company. This is what